has led to horrible accidents on the expressways and highways. So that factor needs to be taken into consideration, because it's starting to the visibility is starting to disappear on the roads. Today has been the sixth severe air day in Delhi. The levels of PM 2.5, which are the finer particles that can enter the bloodstream in Delhi NCR, were about 605 micrograms. We are breathing. The PM10 level stood at 777 micrograms per cubic meter at 8 a.m., and that's the highest since November 14, 2018, when it surged to 847. And the safe limit for PM10 level is 100 micrograms per cubic meter. So you can imagine that both these levels are way beyond what they should be. Having said that, I can see a lot of comments coming in from viewers, and I would love that if you have any questions, please do send in your question, and I'd be happy to answer them, and happy to interact with you guys. Yeah, I hope to see some questions coming in. I can see a lot of encouraging comments coming from a lot of people over there. But coming back to the PM 2.5 and PM10 levels, anything more than 300 micrograms per cubic meter and 500 micrograms per cubic meter for over 48 hours is considered a state of emergency. And if that happens, it includes measures such as ban on construction activities, entry of trucks and car schemes like the odd and even. What we see happening over the past 2-3 years is on one day we have only cars which have odd numbers to be allowed to go out on the road. Then we have even numbers. We sort of do that. All that is under the Graded Response Action Plan for Delhi NCR, which is notified by the Ministry of Environment and Forest in 2017. In terms of stepping out with these PM 2.5 level and PM 10 levels, it's really difficult to breathe. It's my eyes burn. I have been coughing non-stop. It's really difficult despite wearing an N95 mask or even keeping the air purifier on. It's really difficult, and it's really heavy when you're outside. You can smell the toxicity in the air and the heaviness, and it's dusty. It's as if you're just sitting in the middle of a dust storm, and it's just difficult to breathe. And of course, anybody who has asthma or any respiratory issues, diseases, it's even more difficult for them to step out, or even indoors. It's really bad. Like I said, despite keeping all the balcony and windows shut all the time, the readings in my hall where I'm sitting right now, early morning around 8 a.m., 9 a.m. is anywhere between 600 to 800. So, you can imagine what it must be outside, when inside in a closed environment, it's that bad. So interestingly, according to a report by NDTV, one of the reasons for the pollution level is also the dust storm that swept Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Kuwait past couple of days before making its way to Delhi. And according to these reports, they're saying that is one of the main reasons for the pollution level to have been in severe category since November 5th. Among other factors, every year we have the crop stubble burning, which continues in Punjab and Haryana, which are the north states in India. But having said that, it's what's interesting here is this is happening before one of the biggest festivals that happened in India, that's Diwali. The pollution level has gone bad before Diwali, and what we're seeing perhaps is because of the dust storm as well. But these are the numbers and these are the figures that we see every year post Diwali. So, it's just a couple of days here and there, but the numbers have always been this high, with or without the dust storm that is mentioned over here. It's just what's frightening is what the numbers are going to look like post Diwali, because there are people who burst crackers. But on the cracker bit, um, you know, a little too late. But from the National Green Tribunal, that they decided to go ahead and impose a total ban on sale and use of firecrackers in Delhi and surrounding areas starting midnight of 9th November until November 30th. So if anyone in Delhi is caught bursting firecrackers in this duration, they can be sentenced to 1.5 to 6 years in jail, which is a good thing, but it's like I said, it's a little too late. I wish this had been implemented sooner, and not just me. I think a lot of people in Delhi have been sort of questioning why was this not brought about, say, 2 weeks ago, because we saw people bursting crackers, and that was the time when the pollution was starting to increase. And so I'm just going to read a quote from the green coat that they have sort of issued towards this ban. They say, celebration by crackers is for happiness. It's not to celebrate deaths and diseases. Happiness of a few at the cost of life of others is not the value of Indian society, which stands for happiness, debates and discussions around the bursting of crackers at this time, because people want to celebrate. It's one of the biggest festivals in the country, and bursting firecrackers is sort of like part of the entire celebration. And this time, for the green uh, tribunal to come and say that you guys are not going to burst any crackers is a big deal. But again, like I said, it's a little too late. But and this also was this order from the National Green Tribunal came on a petition seeking action against firecracker caused by that causes air pollution. So had this not been the case, would the Green Tribunal or the central government or the state government, decided to take such an action if this petition was not there? And again, like I said, the petition also had come at a very sort of just it's ninth, and Diwali is on the 14th. So it's just 5 days before, and people have already been bursting crackers. And it would be interesting to also see if people, despite this rule, follow not bursting crackers. Because for the past couple of days that I've been out, people are bursting crackers. I mean, it's appalling to see that happen, because they'll be wearing masks. There's practically zero visibility on the road, but you have kids and youngsters mostly sort of bursting crackers and trying to have a good time, and you just want to stop and tell them that please don't do this. You have no idea what you're doing to your lungs, you have no idea what you're doing to your health. But yeah, it would be interesting to see if now with this ban, people are actually going to follow it and not burst crackers. In terms of whether this ban is just in Delhi or nationwide, I would say, according to the report, they have said that the firecracker ban will be applicable to all cities and towns where the average ambient air quality in November last year was poor to worse. So, based on the previous year's reading, if in case, say, in south of India, in Bangalore or in Mumbai, the readings had gone up during Diwali, then they also will be experiencing the firecracker ban, which I think is crucial given how the pollution levels have been rising. Now, moving to COVID-19 in India, Delhi is in the middle of a third wave and has recorded more than 7,000 have been pointing out to that this has been happening in the country, especially in Delhi right now. So yeah, the combination is really dangerous and very crucial for India over the next couple of weeks to come. For the third day in a row, the daily new coronavirus infection in the country settled below 50,000 mark, according to the Union Health Ministry. The ministry says that the figures assume significance in context of some countries that have been reporting as high as 1 million cases per day since the last 3-4 days, and India is still sort of settling around 50,000 mark. But that number could possibly change in the next couple of days post Diwali. Like I said, Diwali is one of the biggest festivals. We have, people, on the streets, they are shopping, the malls are open, there are all sorts of sales going on. Even if you step out just for regular groceries or you just sort of step out of the house, you'll see that Delhi is back to normal. India in that way is sort of back to normal state. And at times it's really frustrating to see people wearing masks, but the masks are below their nose or on their chin. So in terms of the precaution and maintaining social distance, it's still I wouldn't say it's where it should be. So if the numbers have been 50,000 mark, it's really good. But we have to watch out for the next couple of weeks, I would say, as the possibility of a spike could be there, considering we have a festival coming this weekend and people are going to go out. And we are also not just in the middle of a pandemic, but we're also in the middle of the worst breathing, pollution situation in the country. I mean, like I said, if the numbers are around 900 and 999, you can imagine how bad it is. In terms of coming back to COVID, we have, the newspaper called Business Standard published that states that the confirmed cases count in India is now over 8.6 million, of which a little over 5 million cases are active across the country. And the recovery rate has crossed 92%, and the death toll has, stands around 1,027,000. So perhaps the numbers have come down compared to what they were in the past. But like I said, it's crucial the next couple of weeks because we have a festival and we also have pollution, and the combination of these two things is going to be extremely, extremely crucial for just the survival and seeing what December would look like in India. And we have to manage the crowds that are going to be stepping out during the Diwali festivals, the scope of infection, and picking up other respiratory diseases, the impact on immunity, and just the general well-being of individuals is something India really needs to think through and hopefully manage. So yeah, that's the wrap that I decided to put together from New Delhi. I'm, very excited to be, coming live from New Delhi on HAPS News. And thank you. I've got a lot of messages from people, from Dubai, from India, from all over. So thank you so much for joining in. It's very encouraging to know that you guys are taking the time to watch this. And like I said, if there's anything that you would want me to cover, specifically talk about, I'm always happy to, sort of read that and hopefully bring all those news to you. And once, I'm also looking forward to going out and doing lives, perhaps, once the pollution level is slightly better, or maybe if I can get like a hazmat suit, then I'd wear that and go out right now. But so please continue watching. Do subscribe to my profile on HAPS, and hope to see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.